In yesterday's video, I included a quote from my favorite, probably one of my favorite authors, Mr. Ernest Hemingway. The reason why I chose that quote and why it's so personal to me, I guess, and the quote goes something like this, I'll paraphrase, but when asked on writing, he said, "Oh, writing is easy. You simply sit down at your typewriter and bleed." You know, it just gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Being a content creator, and I'm not here, first off, I'm not here to say that I work harder or my job is more difficult than anyone else, but I'm also, not going to say that what I do is not work. You know, I had to quit. I got a Garmin watch a year or two ago, and it's got the health features on it where you can monitor your heart rate and such. And so I, of course, set up all that stuff. What I found, when I'm shooting content, like when I'm really focused, I don't script anything. I don't write anything down. I don't even know what tomorrow's video will be. I decide, and then I just immerse myself into it and start making it. The whole world just disappears, and all that exists is just my thoughts and what I want to do, what I want to share with you guys, the camera and the light. It is a very intimate, I guess, dance that we have around this shop here. What I was finding when I started wearing that watch was, like, when I was really getting into it and really focused on making content in the middle of it, that my heart rate monitor is going off, that I have an abnormally high heart rate because of the stress that is involved in making the content while I'm doing it. And I had never really thought about that until, recently, and that quote really came to mind. That quote came back in my life. You simply sit down at your typewriter and bleed. What does it mean to bleed? That means your life force. The good book tells us that the life is in the blood, and that if you're bleeding, you're slowly dying or rapidly dying. But either way, you're dying. You're giving your life's essence as he sits down at the typewriter and bleeds, right? And that quote, the reason why I included that quote in yesterday's video is that the stress and the concern and the worry about putting your work out in front of hundreds of thousands or millions of people, for them to critique, to find fault, that's half of it, but the other half is also to give encouragement and to praise and to a digital slap on the back, so to speak. So it goes both ways, but it does take a toll. And the stress that's involved when you're doing that and when you're deciding what to share and what to capture and how you want to portray yourself and to put your work out there to be criticized is very difficult. If you've ever created something that you thought was beautiful or amazing, or wrote something and then understand what it's like to put that out there, to have someone critique it, it's not something to be taken lightly. It's a very difficult thing. So I don't know what my point is or what I'm saying. I just thought it was just an interesting quote, and we do suffer. We do suffer and bleed for the things that we are passionate about, that we want to do well and when we want people to think highly of us, which I think all of us do.